Hello, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be doing a breakdown of the brand new Endwalker launch trailer, which literally just dropped right now. We're going to be watching the English version, even though they just premiered the Japanese version on the live stream, which is actually happening right now. So we are going to be going over, watching the trailer, doing a breakdown, kind of analyzing it, as well as talking about the news that just dropped as well regarding Endwalker. So of course, spoilers are going to be through this up through 5.55, but let's get into it. So we just got the news that Endwalker has actually been delayed until December 7th. So anyways, the live stream is still going on, but let's get into this trailer and break it down. Like I said, there will be spoilers, so let's get into it.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined.
Hold on, sorry, I'm gonna change this to... Alright, it's just locked in 1080. Looks like so far we have the sounds here. We're in the docks of Limsa, and we have a Litibus is actually narrating.
And in flux.
Of course, shows the moon.
Have a safe journey, and please be careful.
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has a...
So we have a flashback to Amarat here, it looks like. Just kind of showing... We're approaching the end again. As we've already seen from the past, they had the end of Amarat, and kind of to signify, I'm guessing, what's going to be the end, right? Endwalker.
Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
And it looks like we're sailing off to go see Alphino and Alizé's dad. We're going to go, of course, talk to them, as we discussed at the end of 5.55, to see if they will reconsider and see what we can find out about what is about to go down here.
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
So right off the bat here, so here it looks like we have a Warrior of Light with Stinian, Alphino, and Alizé. This looks like essentially it is the trust system being used inside a dungeon, would be my guess. This could technically just be a main solo mission for MSQ. I'm going to guess this is a trust, though, I would seem, especially with the 4 people. There it looks like we have a quick shot of what is inside the dungeon, most likely, because it looks like we see all the same characters. It's really hard to see with the particles, but we see Alphino. This looks like Graha, and then we have the Warrior of Light fighting enemies.
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they.
That's important right here. It looks like we have what appears to be a brand new character. He is, of course, Garling, as symboled by the mark on his head. And of all people, he is charging Lucia, which is kind of odd. He doesn't look like a bad guy, but of course we know Lucia is on our side. So it's curious to see exactly why he would be attacking her.
They not out here in the wind and the cold.
That blue will be your guide. Test and proof of your...
So we know as of 5.55, this is actually Heidelin has kind of sent a human form. Like I said, spoilers, but as of the end of 5.55, the very end, last thing we see as we're leaving the area where we fight the Lunar Primals, we do see Heidelin, who we, after just talking with the Scions, admit that we haven't heard from her some time, and then we finally hear from her in that moment. Here she is again. We can tell that is her. It looks just like she did at the end of 5.55.
Test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Walk free.
This looks like more footage. Assumedly, could be MSQ, could be a trust system in dungeons. Looks like we're fighting two giants or colossus with swords. Garlean enemies. This looks like it is one of the Magus sisters, I believe, from the dungeon that was played during the media tour to the people who had access to that.
Walk free and bear the light for.
This is actually huge. It looks like it's ice, but if you look around, the ominous light and glow actually looks like this could be inside the Heidelin's crystal. Especially with the looking at the crystal, kind of analyzing it a little bit more, it's not exactly ice. We also see here the crystals going around, which we have seen also going around, circulating around Heidelin. So this kind of insinuates that we will be going inside Heidelin / the crystal. It's still, there's a lot we don't know, of course, at this point, but this is pretty major, I would say.
And bear the light for others to follow.
Here we are as Alphino and Alisae's father. Here we get our first shot of Anima. Anima's chains. Word of light sinking down. And then we see this other creature here, which looks like it is also just a part of Anima. In one of my previous videos, I discussed my wish list for Endwalker. I talked about how Anima would probably be used. By this point, it looks Anima will either be... I guess we don't technically know. Anima could be essentially, it looks like possibly a trial, most likely. Would not be used for a raid or for any of those sort of themes. So that will remain to be seen what we see for those.
Let me relieve you of your burden.
There's the stone we got
You've suffered enough.
during Shadowbringers. And then here we get the Coomer montage right here with Reaper. This part is so sick.
The sky burns. The final days
The rain.
are truly upon us. Burns.
So of course this has been a little bit fake this, right? When we were in the first. Now we see that this is actually finally happening. The fire raining from the sky with the moon in the background.
The final days are truly upon us.
So it looks like the final days we have here monsters attacking different civilians are being leashed upon Eorzea. I'm gonna guess this could technically be Limsa just based off the trees and the plants, but it could also be somewhere by Ul'dah. It's hard to say.
Bereft of hope, and now dignity.
More monsters here. Not sure who this character is as he's trying to crawl away.
'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared.
We hear another gentleman's voice. We see with the white hair. Not sure if this is the same character that's speaking or not, but looking at the Garlean flag.
We shared.
New enemies here that we'll fight here in Endwalker.
Lose them, not a one.
More new enemies.
But are we truly so powerful?
This is actually pretty big. This looks like the I believe it's the oppressor that is in Alexander. It looks just like it. Of course, it's not to say it is Alexander, but it looks like it is a piece of Garlean or Magitech weaponry that's been kind of designed after that, most likely.
But are we truly so powerless that our only choice is to flee?
We have our new character here again.
Are we truly so powerless?
The worm that we fought in the Amrant dungeon, we see another one here, and he is flying around this time. Our new Garlean friend here.
That our only choice is to flee.
Fighting the giant worm thing again.
We've come too far to back down now.
Kind of the same enemies we've seen throughout. This enemy, of course, I believe is Veilford that's in the Crystal Tower. Heidelin walking the streets, what looks kind of like Amra again. Actually, hold on. Hold on a it looks like Heidelin actually has a mask here. And of course, from what we know, the people who wear masks are the Asians. Which really just makes you think, assuming this is what that is, but we can't really tell, but that's exactly what it looks like, the headpiece, and it looks like we have one eye hole here and possibly an indentation for another eye hole there, as well as where this sticks out for their nose. I don't know if this insinuating that Heidelin's human form was essentially she could have taken the form of the Asian who broke apart to create Heidelin. Maybe that's where she's based off her, and then she could be wearing that mask. That could be a possibility. Here we get, this is a huge shot too. We have Xenos here, obviously, and it looks like it's us, the Warrior of Light, sitting on the throne. This is really hard to tell where this is in the background. I'm not sure, but this is huge. This could be pretty deep into the expansion, facing off towards, or I should say, facing off with Xenos.
Wheresoever there is suffering and despair, you appear to fulfill.
So looks like we are fighting a boss here. It is really hard to make out.
Suffering and despair, you appear to fulfill your duty as defender of this star.
Here we are on the moon. Here we see Ardbert, so flashbacks again. But this looks like Tataru and either Alphino or Alize that is with him. Flashback, outside of Ul'dah. We saw a flashback like, sorry. Let me get to this scene here really quick. Oh. Okay, let's go through this one at a time. So we had a flashback like this back in A Realm Reborn, that showed us outside the gates of Ul'dah. I can't remember when. It's been a while now. I can't remember the exact details, but this does look... There was something going off on the right side here. It's very indicative of that moment. Could be different though. And then here for a moment we see Ardbert, but with Papa Limo. I don't know if this is supposed to be a flashback or what. Since, I mean, both Ardbert and Papa Limo are gone, but to our knowledge, they've never met. I don't think there's been anything in the story that has indicated that they ever intertwined or interacted, unless it was for the instance Ardbert was here, but even then, Ardbert was never with us or helping us out, so I'm not sure what exactly this could mean. Once again, kind of more questions here we're going to get. So we have Ardbert, either Alphino, Alize, Tataru again. And then here we have somebody that is a Dragoon. And it looks like it is us. The short hair. So it's hard to make out if this is also another flashback or if this is indicative of something maybe from Heavensward. These flashbacks could just also indicate the things that we've been through leading up to this moment, possibly. I'm assuming this is also supposed to be this actually looks like a young Ardbert. I'm assuming this is supposed to be us again, just kind of like in the trailer for Stormblood. Tataru's never with us. Alphino, Alize, Lise. No, she came, never mind, I'm mistaken. I'm sorry, she did come to Kugane. Sorry. Flashback. So, okay, at this point, it looks like we're getting flashbacks here, because then more recently, we're kind of going through expansions. So we'd have essentially the ones before would be A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, then we have Stormblood, Shadowbringers most likely. God, it is so loud. I'm trying to get down a little bit more.
There must be a way to restore things to the way they were.
See the ancient Asians? We have what is supposed to be Zodiac right here. At least what looks like his manifestation or like a spiritual form of him.
Reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
Van Daniel. The faces of the Asian masks, I believe that's what they're supposed to be. We saw these when we fought Elidibus / Hades in Shadowbringers.
It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
Let the curtains fall upon this.
Here we are on the moon.
Final chapter in the tale of the star.
All right, and here's probably one of the biggest parts is right here. This might be big spoilers. It is not good though. But let's watch it.
To have you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
So here's the final date.
Tomorrow is never promised.
The final date for Endwalker, December 7th, which they announced at the start of the live letter. And of course, we hear Alpha Node's voice talking. And it's showing all of us.
To have you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
So what he's saying doesn't sound good at all. And the fact it's almost like he's saying goodbye to all of us. All the people it shows here, the signs of the seventh dawn and the warrior flight. I really hope Alphanod doesn't die. I mean, let's be honest, somebody's probably gonna die. But that part right there, unless they're fucking with us, doesn't sound good. It doesn't look good. I don't think they would kind of hint at that dying in a trailer. But it kind of looks that way. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that's not true, but time will tell, I guess.
After all, tomorrow is never promised.
So that is it for the trailer. I mean, there are more things we could kind of go into detail to here. Where is something I want to... I really can't tell. So one of the things we kind of went over, I'm not sure who this dragon is. Oh, actually, we didn't talk about this. This kind of... I'm going to assume this is Eorzea. I don't know where else this could be. What these are, we don't know that. I actually won't say that. It's really hard to make out what's on the ground. It looks like the skeleton of a dragon. These look like robots or droids that are on the ground. Doesn't really look like bodies. And we see these giant black spheres in the distance. I don't know if this is what's going to happen with the towers that are popped up all throughout Eorzea, or what. Where is that? We have what looks like a different type of enemy here as well. At least not one that I recognize. And he's also grabbing an Ascian here, so this could be part of another flashback. We could be possibly going through different time. Sorry, we could be possibly going through time in this. That is a possibility. Given all the flashbacks are showing more of Amarant, which we've technically kind of already gone through the eyes of Elidibus. Sorry, through the eyes of Emmett Silk. I said Elidibus, but I apologize. I meant Emmett Silk. We see the dragon that is with Estinian here. Not sure who this dragon is yet.
You appear.
Here we go. Here's this boss one more time. Let's see. This looks like it is Alizé with the Alizé with the red mage weapon here. Us as a paladin, Estinian. Our flashbacks here. Emmett Silk.
There must be a way to restore things to the way they were.
Here, alright, so here we have Zodiark again. This looks a lot also like the chamber where we saw the flashbacks during A Realm Reborn with the Asians, and they had that giant room with, it was like this circular catwalk that was above a ground, and at the end, at the top, was like this figure that resembled Zodiark. And this looks like this is him.
To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
Looks like there's something here on the ground. Maybe not, actually. It's really hard to make out. But actually, in the background, we can see the stars, so this would probably be Zodiark, either on Moon in space.
It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Man, is absolutely so hype. Like, I wasn't expecting this evening, but man, I gotta admit, like, I was excited for Endwalker, and this just took it to another level. Like, this looks so good. I was actually just seeing on my stream last night, I was worried about what could possibly happen with Van Daniel, and I was a little concerned, but after seeing this actually makes me feel so much better. It looks like we're gonna have one hell of a finale, and I can't wait to see what goes down here. Fortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but you know what? If it means we get a game that's great, and it's to the standard of everything else we've experienced so far, then by all means, Square, take your time. So, with that though, I am going to end this little review here, at this point. I know it's not the most in-depth. I'm still new to Final Fantasy, only been playing 14 for it's been just over 4 months now. I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to be a little more in-depth over the stuff, or can kind of better analyze things than I was able to. But I think we did kind of get across a few very important things. The fact that Heidelin, I thought with the mask, I didn't catch that before, is actually huge. And pretty crazy at the same time that they would kind of hint at that. I'm going to assume the flashbacks to Amrot could be actually through Heidelin's vision this time around, or the Ascian that essentially created Heidelin. So we will see about that. But for that's going to be it for me here. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like the video. It helps me out greatly, as well as give my channel a sub. Also greatly helps me out. I'm going to be pumping out some Shin Megami Tensei 5 content here next week. We'll have a few weeks for that now that Endwalker is going to be pushed back. And of course, once Endwalker is here, I'm going to be pumping out some content for that as well. So please like, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anything like that helps me, keeps me motivated to make even more content, as well as slowly get better at we do this along the way. So for that is going to be it. Hope you appreciated it. And I will see you all on the moon. Deuces. Peace.